The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of How We Would Fix.
Yes, it's been a little bit since we've done one of these.
It has.
Yep.
And you picked the easiest one for us to start
it's because somebody recommended it, and I'm sitting here like, sure.
That's all it takes.
This is going to be like a 10-minute video, if that. So it's going to be, as you can see from the title, How We Would Fix Hibiki.
Yeah, we're going to fix Hibiki, specifically the last 20 episodes, 19 episodes, however many there were after episode 29.
Don't listen to Karens. Let's just start with that.
Yeah, it's that and the fact that, to be fair, this was a little bit on the director budget.
Okay, I can do
Because we're shooting on location in the woods. You've got to make sure you've got all your crew out there. You got to make sure they're all comfortable. You need your supplies, everything else. Permissions.
Especially if you're like in a national park or something like that.
Valid.
So, but yeah.
There's probably, wildlife safety out there to make sure you're not
messing with anything
there.
Yeah. But
you got to bring food, you got to bring bathrooms, you got to make sure you're being environmentally safe and sound.
Now, there are a couple of things that kind of should obviously be fixed. One, go back to the woods.
Yeah.
That being said, go back to the woods.
Just walk into the woods. The city was a terrible choice. And you could tell as soon as they did in episode 30 when the monster ran to the city, I was sitting here like, this is not the same director and or show anymore. Because this is a terrible idea. To have them come back to the city when the rest of the entire show is based in nature. And the whole show is nature-based and sound-based and things like that. It made watching Hibiki up to that point just so interesting because I don't recognize this location.
Yeah.
It was in the woods. We're in a tree. Tarzan! Swinging on a vine. Wait, nope, that's George's Jungle.
I was gonna make that joke!
They both did the same thing!
Yeah, but one hits a tree.
Watch out for it.
Watch out for that tree.
Yep, bathing his
I
butt.
was gonna make that same fucking joke, but I thought it was too stupid. And guess what? I was right.
But yeah, the biggest thing...
Brendan Fraser.
Oh, God.
The biggest thing was making sure that we go back to the woods where we belong.
Also, take out comedy that doesn't match the tone of the rest of the show. I'm looking at you. I broke a string on my magic guitar axe thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep consistent within your own rules.
Yeah, the comedy...
Don't break them for comedy's sake.
The comedy that they tried to bring in... At the beginning, when they had a certain set of writers and a director, like the comedy flowed a lot better because it was a lot more situational. We're not just going to do a gag.
Yes.
No, that was a gag.
Yeah, and
I broke a string on my magic guitar axe. What?
Yeah, it didn't work.
It made no sense.
They introduced two Oni, like in episode 28 and 29, that were supposed to be there longer.
They weren't.
And they weren't.
Follow through on your original ideas.
Yeah. Like, there are some things afterwards that do work. Like, the lady Oni, who, like, went bad and having Zonky die. I think both of those worked as concepts. So. They just did not work with what we got. You know what else didn't work?
What's that?
Having fucking Xeranos come in as a rival to Asumo. It didn't do anything for our main character. You didn't need a rival. You really didn't. I'm just sitting here looking at this like the introduction of his character, and you can tell because everybody hated him. It's just, why? It seems like you're here to be Gary Oak. But
as a Kamen Rider, you're dead last.
But less charismatic.
So that's saying something.
So he's not fucking your mom.
That's Professor Oak.
And also, that's Mr. Mime.
Also, you know what? I'll take that instead because that's funnier.
Yeah. Sure. Mime. He knows what to do with his hands.
Put him in the box.
Tell Detective Pikachu what they want to know.
Anyway, yeah, his introduction, I think, was honestly the worst part of the show.
Okay.
And I remember watching this originally, and I'm just like, why are you here?
Why are you here?
Like, I understand that at the same time they're trying to do something with, obviously make the character grow. But I feel like with his introduction, it didn't do anything for the character in a positive light. All you did was just introduce an asshole for him to try to, get over.
But was anything in the last 20 episodes done in a positive light?
No.
Not really.
Not that I can think.
So that's par for the course.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure how they should have ended this show, but I know it's
the way they had originally planned to.
What was the original way? Because I know what they did. It was just like, we're going to do a whole bunch of rewrites on site in the middle of filming.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's what happened. They rewrote the last episode the day of shooting.
Yeah. And I'm just like,
I don't remember it. It's going to take too long to look it up, but I remember it was... It just wasn't what they... Yeah, time out and look it up. Yeah, the finale was scrapped and then a new ending that, according to Hosokawa, was nothing like the intended ending was filmed. Later in an interview, the Oni suit used by Kiryu was a kit bash of the two new suits, and blah, 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 blah. The final script had been rewritten 6 times.
Jesus.
But the film version only contained both Asumu and Kyosuke becoming Oni.
Yeah. Kiryu shouldn't have been there. Asumu, I don't know, honestly, if Asumu should have become an Oni. I think it would have worked either way. But at the same time...
It had to have been done better.
It had to have been done better.
If you're gonna make him one. It's also been so long since I've watched the show, so a lot of it is evading me, and I apologize for that, but... The ending just felt so disparate and rushed.
Yeah.
Nothing felt like it came together.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that was missing.
Yeah. It's like you could have him go and become a doctor. That would work.
Mm-hmm.
You could have him go and become an Oni. That would work. It's just like you got to know exactly how to do it and remove Kiryu from everything.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
A couple other things. I'm just going through the changes here.
Yeah.
Asumu's narration definitely should have stayed. Mm. I love that. I thought that was so clever. No new opening because trash. The kanji that flashed on the screen, I thought was such a good stylistic choice for the show proper that they definitely should have kept. And the ending sequence with Shonen Yo, just because that song is amazing. Definitely should have kept the fire breathing and the claws. They didn't use them that often, but I loved it. It's like they removed anything that happened with the mouth for both the Oni and the bad guys.
Yeah, because it's too scary.
It's too scary.
Is it though?
No. That's why I said don't listen to Karens.
I don't even think that was something they complained about. I wonder if it was just budgetary reasons.
Probably a little bit of both. Because I know they actually did complain about the mouths.
Yeah, I know. The main story that I kept hearing was that mothers were calling and complaining that it was scaring their children.
Yeah.
God damn it.
There are just so many things that definitely should have been kept. Hibiki was such a great show, and we talked about this ad nauseum. But
whoever invented the phrase and popularized it, that the customer is always right. I need to have a nice private.
They've never met the customer.
I need a nice private conversation with you with no windows and immunity.
A couple of cricket bats, rucksack,
an actual bat
covered in sandpaper.
A couple of day laborers.
But yeah, Hibiki
and a sandwich because I might get hungry.
As we said, Hibiki, as we said, it's just like there are definitely some things that need to be fixed here at the end. All the changes that they made should have not been done. The director change definitely shouldn't have happened. I understand that he went over budget and refused to back down, but it's just like what he created was just something so unique in itself, and I think really made that show work. Because as I said, if Hibiki ended at episode 29, I would have had no complaints. I would have, because the show would have been over. But it's the same complaint I would have had with Nexus, because that show just ended. So,
but that's a constant thing we're gonna have.
It's a show that feels more like it stops than it ends.
Yeah,
but that's a constant struggle we're gonna have of what comes first: the quality of the art or the amount of money that the art can make.
So we gonna see. Also,
I don't know that I agree with that.
Well, I think that's going to be a constant struggle in terms of in this field. unless
in any field,
and unless major changes happen. Because like, look at one of my favorite movies growing up was Home Alone, and that movie almost didn't get made because of budget reasons. They went over budget, and luckily they went to a different producer or
studio.
Studio.
They got their funding.
Yeah, they got their funding from a different studio. Which, by the way, if you want to learn more about that, movies that made us on Netflix. Very good show.
It is a case by case basis. I'm trying to think about this more holistically, but
I'm just saying
because that's a unique case.
I'm not saying it isn't, but what I'm saying is an example of like you have to figure out like the people who are making the movie or are making the project know how special and how good it can be, more so than the guys in suits at the studio who just want to see the numbers.
But that's their job.
I understand that's their job.
The people who are in charge of the numbers, the people who are in charge of the studios, they are Ivy League educated businessmen. Numbers are their job, and I feel like until we do get some kind, because to an extent, I believe, especially in recent years, there has become more of a harmony on both sides.
I guess.
I certainly think so.
But we're talking about a Japanese production.
I know. That's why you also have to keep in mind different countries, different business practices, different cultures altogether.
Right. No, I'm just saying that if you want to make a decision, and I know we're getting really off track here, if you want to make a decision regarding an artistic project on whether or not, like, how much money it deserves, I don't think it is fair for you to make that decision from an office somewhere else without ever laying eyes on it. You're not seeing without.
I think it's because of the fact that this is a TV show.
I get that,
and as
the way these get produced year in, year out,
especially because it is a yearly series.
That's fair. That is fair. I'm just saying. I just don't understand how people like that can make such an informed "quote unquote" decision if they've never seen, what they have. I don't know but I'm making assumptions that maybe they're not seeing dailies.
They might see the dailies in those.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we look at
dailies won't have special effects
because we always know. We know exactly who came in and did the same thing here that happened to Kabuto. Because we all know, I love Kabuto, but it does have an issue in the latter half.
The lack of plot.
And this has an issue in the latter half.
That's more of a script problem.
Yeah, because we saw at the beginning that Kabuto was
very episodic.
But fun.
Yes.
It was fun to watch. And it sort of lacks some of that fun in the latter half. This one lacks sort of the je ne sais quoi that it had at the beginning. But who did they get to write both of these shows in the latter half?
What's his name?
Inoue.
Right.
We can't escape.
In this one, it was for lack of a better word, well, there might be one, but it's the spirituality of it all. It's the mysticism, the wonder that comes along with the enchantment of the forest and the Oni and
the growth of the main character.
The growth of the main character and all kinds of it's like like the magic of the earth itself, the magic of the wilderness, and transitioning to the city and making it more conventional, for lack of a better word.
It took away so much.
It really hurts.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a stopping point here.
I think so too.
As of filming this on the 15th, so I think it's on the 14th for us, the Zenkaiger press conference should be happening. We're not exactly sure. Everything in Tokyo right now is sort of under lockdown for a little bit, so we're not exactly sure when things are supposed to happen. It might be a virtual press conference, but yeah,
that'd be interesting.
The Zenkaiger press conference is supposed to be this week.
I'm getting more and more concerned with this show.
Why?
Because we've yet to see scans or images of the other 4 suits that aren't the Met thing.
Maybe there aren't any.
Maybe they'll be there on the press conference on Friday.
Maybe
that's when we'll see.
I'm just concerned because you say maybe there aren't any, but we got that silhouette of 5 of them. Like, that looked like...
No, that
was fake.
Yeah, apparently that was a fake thing. But I'm more talking about, like, they're supposed to have a slimmed down robot form. That's not those ones. So we'll see what happens come Friday.
This seems more like the Aka Red in his BattleBot buddies, as opposed to a Sentai. But we'll see what happens.
Team is Friday. Team is a team.
Once that conference is out, I guess we'll do another rumor cast.
Yeah, we will.
Yep.
Yeah. To discuss
rumor cast, speculation,
blah blah blah.
But yeah. that's the end of this one.
Yeah.
We should probably pick something that we want to fix for the next one.
Probably a Sentai.
Leave a suggestion.
Or an Ultraman. Have y'all done an Ultraman yet?
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
I haven't put it out yet. Or, no, I did. The Ginga one.
Mm.
I actually forgot we had filmed that, and then I just found it. And I was like, well, this is coming out.
I remember because you texted me and we were like, oh, yeah, we filmed this. I was like, oh, well, release it then.
Yeah, probably a Sentai. Or have we done a Power Rangers yet?
We did Samurai.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was the first one.
Power Rangers are easy.
I don't think we've done one since, though.
No, we haven't.
Want to fix Ninja Steel?
Oh, that'd be fun. I wouldn't mind.
We could do that one.
I think we have it. Ninja
I think
Steel.
we should do that next.
And I understand. I'm going to tell you this right now. First step: burn everything that we know to the ground. Start over.
Make snowmen out of the ashes.
Burn it.
But that's probably what we'll do next. And we'll see. Let us know how you would fix Hibiki in the comments down below, and follow us on all the things. Comment, like, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching.